Hello, beautiful soul. How are you? So, today we are so excited to be diving into the Kundalini and what a Kundalini awakening is. So, first of all, regardless of how you found this video and whether you've been following me for the last 3 years or you're brand new in my vortex, I just want to say congratulations, because it is your soul that has got you to even click on this video or even experience this curiosity of what the hell is a Kundalini awakening. Everybody talks about it. It's a very loose, it's like a buzz term in the industry. Kundalini awakening, have you had it? Oh my God, what is it like? Everybody's talking about it. Some people are panicking about it. Some people are obsessing about it. And it is my intention today, over the next, 30 minutes or so, we'll see how long this lasts, to give you my own personal experience with the Kundalini awakening, what the Kundalini is, a little bit about the neural biological shift that takes place, the chemistry that shifts within one's energy body when they experience a Kundalini awakening, what to do, what not to do, what triggers it, what not. We'll just flow with whatever flows, okay? That's what I love. We'll flow with whatever flows. All right, so first of all, this is a huge buzzword, Kundalini awakening. So there's a few things I want to cover here. Kundalini is your sexual energy. Now, we're all on planet Earth, and we all know, many of us know, and millions are awakening to this realization that a lot of our history, a lot of the real education that we as souls come to Earth to learn have been hidden or kept hidden from us, from the government, from the educational system. And there is a reason for all of this. Kundalini energy, that is often associated with sexual energy, is the most powerful, most potent creation energy on this planet. There's a lot that has been done to suppress this sexual energy, especially in women, and heighten this sexual energy, especially in men, to throw off the sexual balance and the Kundalini balance of planet Earth. Now, before we proceed, it is also important to know that Earth, Mother Gaia, planet Earth, has a Kundalini system of her own that has been rising and will continue to rise. And as Earth's Kundalini rises, so does our Kundalini. So first of all, let's talk about, the chakra system. Every single one of you knows, most of you know, that we have a chakra system. Many people just are aware of the basic chakras, which is your root, your your sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, pineal gland, crown chakra. But there's so much more than that. For example, one other very basic chakra that resides, very powerful chakra, is your soul star chakra. Soul star chakra, that is right above your crown chakra. Above your crown chakra is your galactic gateway chakra that connects you to the galactic realms. Below your feet is the earth star chakra that connects you to Mother Earth, and it contains a lot of your earth codes and what you're here to do. Just like your soul star chakra contains your soul codes and what your soul is here to do. We're not getting into all of that for this particular class, but we will cover all of this in upcoming sessions. Now, in addition to your chakra, you have a light circuitry, you have a Ka light body, you have a Markaba, you have all kinds of things going on, and yet we, or rather humanity, is aware of our physical body and pretty much nothing more. Most of humanity is unconscious, walking around completely clueless that there is a world, a universe that is waiting to be explored, and this universe starts from the physical body. Why is that? Because all of these awakenings and spiritual out-of-body experiences are happening from the body, are being triggered from the body, okay? So it's not outside of us. All the dimensional shifts are happening within us. So we, inside our body, are going to start, and many of us are already, I have been unlocking portals within my body for the past 6-7 years, especially for the past 2 or 3 years, and I know many of you are on this path with me, and for those of you who are not, welcome. This is one of the most exciting paths that I have ever, I have lived a great life, but nothing has made as much sense and has given me as much joy and excitement and fulfillment and ecstasy as this path that we call the spiritual awakening path, or the path of ascension, rising in consciousness, and all of that. So first, let me welcome you and let's get started. So the word Kundalini comes from a Sanskrit word. The word kundal means a wrapped coiled snake. Basically, it means coiled snake. The Kundalini energy of Mother Earth or us, it's all basically likened or referenced to the energy like a coiled snake sitting at our root chakra, waiting to be awoken. What awakes the snake? What triggers the snake to have an awakening? And when we say snake, we're really meaning it metaphorically. It's this energy like a coiled serpent that is actually sitting at the base of our spine. Now, before we go further, let me just pull up a real quick diagram to show you exactly what takes place when you go through a Kundalini awakening. So as you can see in this diagram here, there are 3 tubes running along your central column. One tube in the center is often referred to as the Sushumna Nadi. And Nadi is literally just like a river, a canal, a passageway of light. So Nadi is just a passage of light, okay? So the Sushumna Nadi is right in the center. On the left, you will see the Pingala Nadi in yellow, and on the right, you will see the Ida Nadi in blue. So what happens, as you look at this diagram, you'll see that this serpent, so imagine this coiled energy sitting at the base. You can see this coiled energy sitting at your root. It is sitting dormant for most of humanity. And why is that? Because most of humanity is asleep. They do not have their I am presence activated. They are still very much stuck in the density of the 3rd dimensional matrix. They are stuck between survival stress, victimization. They don't know how to control their ego stories. They don't even know what to make of it. They don't understand what triggers are. They haven't even started their path of healing. And this is not to put any blame on anyone. Every single one of us has been there. But your Kundalini awakens once you bring about awareness and you experience what we call a spiritual awakening, which can be triggered by anything. Like for me, my spiritual awakening was triggered by the passing of my father in 2012. As soon as I saw his dead body lying on the floor, and my dad was my biggest abuser. He emotionally abused me. He hit me. He burnt me with cigarettes. Every time I misbehaved, I ran away from home. So my connection with my dad at a soul level goes very deep. Now, when he passed away in 2012, I literally remember flying from Toronto, Canada to India, and I spent a few days with him, and then he passed away. And when I saw his dead body lying on the floor, something happened to me. The chemistry, the biological framework of my internal system shifted, and I literally started seeing clearly, oh my God, my marriage is not a happy one. Oh my God, my in-laws are actually taking advantage of me, and I don't have any boundaries. And I didn't have any of these concepts. I wasn't even awake. So my father's passing triggered a lot of, it was like a domino effect that triggered so many realizations. Within a year of my father passing, I left my marriage just like that. I was in a happy 3D marriage. It was nothing bad about it. It just lacked depth. It lacked true love. It was love, but it didn't have unconditional love. So within 6 months of my passing, I had my father's passing, I had my spiritual awakening. I met Siman, the love of my life. He's my soulmate, twin flame. We don't like to use these words because they're so thrown around, but Siman and I feel like we are so madly in love, and it's been 11 years, and our love is just getting deeper and deeper, and we're accessing deeper layers of our consciousness through the vehicle called our love, our loving relationship. But that's a story for another day. Okay, so what happens is that a spiritual awakening usually triggers this awareness of a higher light, that we have source consciousness, that there is a universe around us, that Earth is not the only planet. There's so much around us. Oh my God, there's UFOs around us. The Galactic Federation of Worlds is a real thing. Of course, all these realizations come in stages. You don't get it all at once, but I'm assuming that many of you have already gone to all of these parts. Now, what happens when this awareness starts coming in from your crown chakra is that all of a sudden your chakras start getting activated. Like, okay, she's awakening now. So all of a sudden your soul star starts opening up, connecting, because these are all time coded to activate when you awaken. When you wake up like that out of your sleep, out of your deep abyss where you're not sure what's going on. We're all in zombie state. Humanity has been numbed down. We're all like zombies. We're actually walking around in a very numbed down state, and the process of awakening and going higher up the evolutionary ladder of consciousness, the that we call Jacob's ladder. What is it? It's about activating and remembering. It's literally remembering that we are all gods. We are all source. We are all made from the soup of God consciousness. So when this remembrance happens, this aha moment goes off. It's like a light bulb that just goes off in our heads. What happens is it triggers a biological reaction in our body. So what happens is that our Pingala Nadi all of a sudden starts spiraling down, this energy that's coming down from the crown, going through the third eye. That's what this Pingala Nadi, this energy pathway, is in place for. As soon as these higher chakras activate, this higher awareness activates, integrity starts coming in. Oh my goodness, I am here to do service. I am here as a missionary of God. I am here to heal myself and through my own healing, heal my entire lineage. When all of these light bulbs go on, the Pingala Nadi starts spiraling energy down to meet this Ida Nadi, the serpent, coil, snake energy, whatever you want to call it. And when that comes down and meets and it consistently charges up the Ida Nadi activates, and now there's an energy spiraling up. So now so basically one energy center is coming down, one energy center is going up, and it causes a reaction that triggers a culmination of the two energies to go up the central Nadi, the Sushumna Nadi. So it starts going up, and then as it goes up, it basically triggers all kinds of DNA activations. It triggers all kinds of new neural pathways. Literally, guys, you know how, I'll tell you how it's been happening for me. I have basically, you guys have seen my own journey. I have extremely strong guidance to my guides, my spirit guides. I talk to them on demand. Whenever I need anything important that I need to know, I can get an answer. I've never taken a course on how to be psychic, and yet I am I'm like one of the most psychic people I know. I just have the strongest psychic senses, intuition, clairvoyance, and all of that. I didn't learn all of these. I didn't study all of these in a book, and neither do you. You don't have to go down that path. That path gets you there faster. But what really happens, it's, you know what, you can give someone, like someone who's completely asleep, you can give them a book to read for hours, but they won't get it until this internal reaction takes place, this alchemization, this chemistry, this biology, whatever you want to call it, all of the above takes place. Nothing will even start to make sense. So when this energy starts to flow up, it touches the brain, all kinds of neural pathways start to activate, and this has happened for me through sacred tantra. So sacred tantra, literally, so when you orgasm or when you're in a state, I'm talking about sacred sex. I'm not talking about orgasming with just anybody you've met, but when you're in this safe relationship where there's respect, there's love, there's beautiful harmony, something happens, your chakras talk to each other. One chakra starts talking to the other, the chakras open up, something happens, literally, and all of this energy rushes through the Sushumna Nadi, rushes through the brain, and literally new neural pathways, new psychic abilities, new gifts just start to activate. So in other words, activating your Kundalini is a very important step along your path of soul evolution and expansion of consciousness. However, there's one thing I want to say to you. One thing I will never advise anybody to do is to pursue something like a maniac. Like, oh my God, I have to read about it, Kundalini Awakening, I need to awaken. No. It actually doesn't happen that way. In fact, the more you pursue it, the more the higher self is going to say, okay, she's not ready, he's not ready, let's wait. Instead of getting obsessed about any of these spiritual principles, my advice to you would be to, if you have to get obsessed about something, you know what you can get obsessed about? The expansion of your consciousness, the evolution of your soul. How much time are you investing in expansion? How much time are you investing in, okay, let me understand more. Let me activate my chakras. Let me work with my Merkaba light technology. Let me activate my Ka circuitry. We teach all of this in great detail at the New Earth Mystery School. The website is here below. Everybody watching, check it out, because there's so many offerings. There's premium offerings, there's events. Something might catch your attention. There's a Merkaba workshop coming up. Each of you will have, we just had a higher self merger activation event, which was off the chart. Lionsgate is coming up. So you'll see what resonates and check it out. It's like a wonderland in the spiritual world. Back to Kundalini Awakening, don't pursue it because it'll happen to you when you're ready. Now, the more information your crown chakra processes that is aligned to the path of your divinity, the more access you will have to your Kundalini energy, that the more of this energy will rise in you. If you are awake, so many of you watching are awake, you're all awake, I get it. But there's levels to awakening. So some of you are awake, but you're like, I'm awake, but you know what? I'm just going to focus on my 3D life. I'm going to focus on making money, like just pursuing relationships, traveling, all the things I love doing. But your Kundalini will start to awaken more when you align your life to the path of service. Service does not mean lesser than or lower than. Service just means having this aha moment that, oh my God, I am a star seed. I am a light worker. I am here on earth on divine dispensation. I am one of the volunteers that said, yes, I am going to earth because I know earth is in trouble. Earth almost missed ascension. And then in the harmonic convergence of 1987, a pulse was taken of planet Earth. A pulse was taken to see, is humanity even ready to ascend? Because listen, Earth is a third dimensional society. We are nowhere close to the galactic societies. You know what? Earth is not even part of the Galactic Federation of Worlds yet. What does that tell you? That Earth is a very archaic, it's a low vibrational, archaic planet. And we are upshifting Earth's frequency. Earth, Mother Gaia is ascending, and we, the light workers, the star seeds, the Blu-ray, now the children are coming. Oh my God. Once the children start to come, and they're already here in groves, that's when everything's going to change. So when I talk about the Kundalini, it is to open up your pathways to realize that there is so much more to life than just the 8-to-5 job, the survival stress of, oh my God, how do I pay my bills? In fact, all of this is an illusion. You guys know I've talked about this many times. We live in a hologram, meaning, and for those of you watching for the first time, I always tell you, take what resonates, whatever doesn't resonate, put it in your pocket, because as your consciousness expands, as these neural pathways go off, more and more things will start making sense. So instead, don't say, I don't know, that's bullshit, I don't believe it. I used to be that person 10 years ago. I'd be like, what is Reiki? What is this nonsense? Energy? Oh, what the hell is that? I was so against all of this. And yet here I am. I have had encounters with angels, and that's how I got all my templates. I didn't learn about it. I didn't read them in a book, but I saw how angels are, how masters are, like Yeshua. I once met Yeshua for a healing. This was several years ago. I've met Yeshua many times. When I say met him, it's his energy. It comes down into the room, it descends. And it's very, in Yeshua's realm, Jesus, it's very nonchalant. It's not like, I'm Yeshua, let me show up. It's not like that. They're here in service. So when Yeshua came, I remember there were two female energies around him, which I didn't focus on. I'm assuming it was Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. But his energy was literally pouring this energy into my crown chakra and giving me some activations. And it is very likely that many of you will start having these encounters with beings of the light as you advance in your spiritual path. Understanding the Kundalini is just one such option, is just one such direction. All of this come together to trigger something so massive. Your Ka light circuitry comes on in stages. Your Markaba is your multidimensional light body. It comes on in stages. Your Kundalini is your creation energy. It activates, it triggers when all of this awareness of, oh, I am source, I am infinite, I am abundant, I am a creator, I am God, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am precious, I am infinite. No harm can come to me. Death is just an illusion, because I'm not this body, I am a soul. When you start having all of these aha moments and you embody these, that is when these higher activations start to come in. Now, what do you do if you're experiencing a Kundalini awakening? First of all, never go into fear, because your guides and your higher self, your team of angels, every single one of you has your own hierarchy, your entourage of divine beings of light. Your guides are fully orchestrating every single detail. Even you coming to my channel and finding me like this, or finding Siman, or finding our mystery school, is all time coded in your evolution. Many of you have a soul contract with us back from ancient Egypt, back from Atlantis, to work together. That's how soul families work. Soul families come in groups. We work together, we get work done, we move things, and then we leave. Usually soul families, and that's the same even for your 3D birth families. A lot of your birth families, you come in groups. But now, what we're going through as a collective is that many of us are realizing, oh my God, my birth family does not really feel like my true family. I have a family that's my real family, my galactic family, my soul family, and they're on the other side of the veil, but they've been helping me all along. And you know what? When I figure out all the steps of Earth School, you guys ready? This is important. When I figure out all the steps of Earth School, and I go from kindergarten to grade 1 to grade 2 to grade 3 to grade 4, not knowing I'm going through all of these stages. Kundalini could be grade 8, I'm just making this up. Merkaba might be grade 9, I'm just making this up. Every single one of you, every single one of us has the same trajectory. Jesus had the same trajectory. Jesus is now on his next level of whatever he's doing next. He's also expanding into the next phase of his being, just like we are. So when you start to have this realization of all this curriculum that Earth has to offer, when you pass all of it, you ascend in consciousness, and all of a sudden a new Earth opens up to you. And this is 5th dimensional new Earth that is only accessible by frequency. It is only accessible by vibration, which is why anything not of the light, any frequency that is lower than the vibration of unconditional love, is not a frequential match to 5D new Earth. And all of these steps like Kundalini Awakening and all of that is not going to take place. These are divinely blessed phenomenons, guys. This is not going to just take place to some murderer who hasn't looked at his shadows yet and said, oh my God, I'm harming other people. All of these activations only come when your soul is ready. So remember how grand this project is. Remember that you are walking through Earth School towards something called Ascension. And many of us here are leaders of the new Earth. We are way showers, we are visionaries, and we have major missions that haven't even started. Like Siman and I, we have over 100,000 people following us. We do New Earth music festivals. We've just had we had one in Miami, one in Tulum, one in Croatia with 150 light workers. We're all doing light work, we're raising our vibration, we're activating our Merkabas, we're doing land work, land healing, grid healing, we're doing all of this. But why is all of this happening all of a sudden on the planet? Because we are the chosen ones who are here to do the work, the inner work, to ascend for the rest of humanity to follow. And this Kundalini Awakening phenomenon comes to the pure souls, the true souls, the ones who are fully embodied in their purity and service. And one other thing I want to say to you, a Kundalini Awakening usually does not just happen like, you know how you may say, oh, you may see these people like shaking like crazy and oh my God, why haven't I had that? Many people go into, why haven't I had that? It's because I haven't had that either. A Kundalini Awakening does not happen in the same way for everybody. You could have a completely different experience. I could have a completely different experience. But I will tell you that regardless of where you have your awakening, your Kundalini Awakening, where all of this happens, you are safe because your higher self will put you in the exact place. Like for example, some people have had a Kundalini Awakening in our events. Why? Because Siman, my partner, and I, we are shamans. We know how to take care of someone if they're having an awakening. Likewise, you may be at a healer friend's place at a party and all of a sudden this might happen because your healer knows how to take care of you. I have seen so many examples of people having a mild Kundalini Awakening where somehow magically there's a healer there. Don't ask me how. It is always done so perfectly. The magic of this universe is pristine. Now, if ever you are in a situation where you're going through this rapid shaking of your head, all you have to make sure of is to surrender to it and have someone literally say, put a pillow behind my head and under my feet. Why? Because your head can literally hurt itself if it's not supported. Don't worry too much about it because like I never had that kind of crazy experience, but I know of people who have. For me, my Kundalini Awakenings were very gradual. And I'll tell you something very important. You know what I had to do to activate my Kundalini? I had to get over my blocks to intimacy. I never had blocks as a teenager. Like when I was 18, 19, I was fine. I was in a 20-year marriage where I couldn't stand having sex with my partner because there was no attraction. There was love in a 3D way, but there was no attraction. There was no true love, no true respect. So I used to hate it. And that did something inside. A creator God doesn't hate sex. A creator God from the higher realms understands that sexual energy is creative energy, creation energy. It's God energy, it's source energy. So for me, about 3 years ago, when I was still okay with sex. So sex is different. When I say intimacy blocks, it goes beyond sex. Intimacy is the art, the sacred art. I call it art. It's just the most beautiful thing of being so at one with an other that there's no trauma, there's no disrespect, there's no distrust, there's no triggers, but you feel completely safe in another's presence to fully open up like a 1,000-petal orchid. And something happens to your chakras when you're in that state of safety. It opens up, and when your partner is in the same state and that opens up, something happens, a chemical reaction takes place. And that is how my Kundalini started awakening. It goes through the spine. So the Kundalini awakening goes through the spine, like we said, the Sushumna Nadi. And a lot of that energy, when you feel this energy rising, you basically, what I do is I recommend you take it and you massage your scalp. Because what happens is all of these, and another thing I want to tell you, all of these neural pathways in your head, literally, I've seen in my psychic vision what it looks like, because I have been under major construction for the past 3 years. Major. My guides love constructing on me. You know what on the inside, what I look like? I look like a freaking bridge under construction. All of these pathways, these light pathways are built like a bridge. This is important even for you. This is happening. As your DNA is expanding, especially for those of you who are actively working on your spiritual path, you're being trained for stuff that you don't even know about. That's the best part. You know how a caterpillar, if you say to the caterpillar, hey buddy, you know what? In a few days, you're going to fly. The caterpillar will look at you and say, okay, are you retarded? Fly, like get out of my way. Don't waste my time. That's what I'm saying to you. You don't even know. I've been shown the visions. So for me, this is part of my life. I know where we're going. And even though I know where we're going, I don't know anything, because that's how grand this vision is. So every single one of you is moving towards your metamorphosis, your chrysalis, like a caterpillar into a butterfly. You're going into something that you can't even recognize in 10 years. You cannot, in 2034, we'll be a full-fledged, Earth will be completely different. First contact would have happened. This is all the timelines we've been shown. So we're preparing ourselves to meet the galactics. We're preparing ourselves to meet that version of Earth. We are the front runners. We have already figured out, like, oh my God, there's so much excitement. Let's go. Let's focus on our spirituality above everything. So what was I saying about the Kundalini? I almost forgot to talk about Earth's Kundalini. That's why I was like, I know I'm missing something. My guides just reminded me saying, don't forget to talk about that. So just like we have chakras and our Kundalini is rising with our rise in consciousness, the same thing's happening to planet Earth, to our beloved mother Gaia, our goddess Gaia, who is also, so planets also, they're sentient beings. They also have consciousness that's constantly evolving to higher octaves of consciousness. So Mother Earth's Kundalini is a giant serpent-like energy that moves underground from chakra point to chakra point. And there's a very sacred phenomenon that takes place. Many of you know about the precession of the equinoxes. If not, we'll make another video about that. I'll actually write that down as a note. So every 26,000 years, Mother Gaia has a beautiful phenomenon that takes place for Mother Gaia, where her Kundalini rests. For 26,000 years, it rested in Lemuria, then it moved to Atlantis, underground, and then from Atlantis, it moved to the Himalayas and Tibet, and then from there, and in 2012, it started moving towards Peru. And you know what the beautiful, now it's in Peru, where it will sit for the next, 20,000 years, 26,000 years. And you know what the beauty about this is? As Mother Earth's Kundalini moves around, something happens geographically to that land. So as you can see, it started off in Lemuria, then it went to Atlantis, then it went to Himalayas and India, which is why spirituality is so big in India. And now it's coming full circle, it's coming to Peru. So basically, as Mother Earth's Kundalini moves, so does the consciousness of the people there, of the land there. And many of you know the poles are reversing. They're literally, so much is happening on planet Earth right now that the guides also, they can't tell us too much, but what they do tell us is by 2034, Earth is going to be unrecognizable. Countries will literally emerge out of the ocean. Some countries will just submerge in the ocean. The whole landscape, the whole topography, everything's going to change. And you know what? my guides are reminding me to tell you right now, remember what we did in Croatia? So many of you, so 150 light workers traveled from all over the world to meet us in Croatia this past December for the New Earth Music Festival. We have a company called House of Ra, where we hold some kick-ass, sober, very angelic, very high frequency containers where we dance. Like, it's a 6-day event, light work, grid healing, dancing, all kinds of things, inner shadow healing, inner child healing, and all of that, and more than anything, heart expansion, because it's just a beautiful group of loving, heart-centered people. The next one's not been announced yet, although we are doing a Pleiadian light body and DNA activation retreat, which hasn't been announced yet, but it will be in about 10 days, and those tickets are going to just go like that. So if you are like, and so we'll announce the exact time that that's going to be released, and so that you guys, if you're like a fuck yes for it, you get your tickets right away. There's only going to be a limited number of tickets for that. It's not a festival, it's a retreat. It's a 5-day retreat in Tulum. December 2nd to 7th or 8th is kind of what we're thinking. So if you are meant to be there, you know you have to be there. We'll announce the date and time soon. But where was I going with this? Oh yes, in Croatia, when Siman and I were guided to go to Croatia to do a music festival, we're like, Croatia? We don't want to go there. Like, we want to go to Bali and Tulum and like places that resonate with our heart. Who wants to go to cold, freezing Croatia in December? The guide said the Kundalini of planet Earth has been stuck in Croatia. And you know why that is? In 1990, Croatia was bombed in a very, 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 very bad way. I think it was 1990. I could be wrong on the year. But guess what? When we were in Croatia, it marked their 10 or 11-year anniversary of them coming out of that attack. And because of that attack, there is a major dent that has been made in Croatia to the consciousness of the land. It's like a war. The consciousness there is a war consciousness. People don't feel safe. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of stress, and they don't even know it. It feels like a prison country. And they're the most beautiful people locked in this prison country. So Siman and I, along with 150 of you light workers, we did so much work. And you know what? We were shown one of the biggest service that we did in that time is the Kundalini of planet Earth was stuck in that area. It was stuck because of all the war and all of this heavy energy that was there. It was stuck. And so we did some major, major light work. So much so that on December, like on the last day, on Jan 2nd, we were out swimming in the ocean, and we didn't need jackets. We cleared the weather. The weather was sunny, gorgeous. We had a closing ceremony. It was amazing. We felt the angels, we felt the ascended masters, and they were just in so much gratitude because we cleared the Kundalini energy of planet Earth. And because of that, what we were told is that Europe is going to see a lot of ascension energy start to come in, because as planet Earth's Kundalini rises, so too does the Kundalini rise of the inhabitants of the planet. What that means is people are guided synchronistically to spiritual awakenings, and suddenly the consciousness of the whole country shifts. So guys, there's so much going on this planet, and we are just here witnessing this massive show right in front of us, and not just witnessing, taking part in it, co-creating it. So my message to you with all my love is, no matter how hard life is right now, no matter how tight you are on money right now, no matter how lonely you are right now, just make your spirituality, make your rise in consciousness, make your soul's expansion your top priority, because that's all you've come here for. You have left the comfort of the higher realms, and you have said yes to come to Earth to help raise your vibration, to help expand your consciousness, to help to basically heal your trauma. Everything that your parents did to you, you're healing from it now. It's all by design. And as you heal the last 7 generations of your lineage, literally. And as you do so, you send these codes to the Christ consciousness grids. So my biggest invitation for you guys is to put your ascension above all else. I know I say this a lot, but I will continue saying it, because it takes a lot for the numbed consciousness on our planet to allow these frequencies to come through. And this is no judgment. This is just how it is. We've been numbed by the pesticides on our food, all the flu shots and the vaccines we get. Our brain has been systematically numbed and programmed through education, through schools, through our governments, through everything, the pharmaceutical industry. We've been taking all this crap that has been loading up our internal systems, and we can't think, we can't see for ourselves. We're just in survival. We're just like, oh, fuck that. I just want to pay my bills. That is the state of humanity, and that is the state of light workers. And if you are watching, I invite you, treat this as a whisper from your higher self that there is so much waiting for you. Shift out of lack, shift into expansion, shift out of being a victim because you are a creator. Shift out of poverty because you are abundant, and abundance awaits you all. I send you all my love. Don't forget to subscribe and like, because that's the only way you'll get notified when you get more videos, and comment below and let me know how this was for you. I love you. Bye.